So, Mark is a fellow Australian, and Mark is an Australian who we are told is very crook, terminally ill, and may not make it to Christmas. You have heard the story via Ray Hadley on 2GB and in many other forums. And you heard Mark's dad on with Peter Credlin, who has been doing some work behind the scenes as well here. Tanya is Mark's sister, and she joins... sorry, Tammy, apologies, Tammy, joins us now via Skype. Firstly and most importantly, how are you going right now?
Honestly, the last 2 days have been the biggest shock. We went from being nobodies to being so heard that I don't know how I feel. It's astounding. It's amazing.
Now, you're taking care of Mark's kids right now?
So Mark's kids are with their mother.
Yep.
So they're in Sydney.
Okay.
But we do keep in contact with them, yes.
All right. So how are they doing? As obviously they've been told what's going on here. How are they holding up, knowing that firstly Dad's dying, and then secondly there might be this giant roadblock for them being able to actually see him?
So for the older one, Noah, he's 13. He has more of an understanding of what's going on. He understands what the block is and what cancer is majorly. Whereas the youngest one, Isaac, who's only 7, that means nothing to him. He doesn't understand. Like, he understands that his dad's dying, but he doesn't understand what cancer is and what the actual effects of that does to him. So it's a big mystery, and it's something that we're struggling to explain.
And how's Mark going with all of it? I mean, again, you know, very private family, and I know that even a couple of days ago I could hear when Ray was first talking about it on the radio, he sort of didn't want to give the last name. Clearly you're a very private family, and I'm sorry that you have to be so public right now, but how's Mark going with the pain of what they want to put his kids through?
He's struggling. His major wish when he got diagnosed was that he just wanted his kids. And since the day he got diagnosed, we've been fighting, and we just weren't getting heard. So I think that made it a lot worse because it didn't look like anything was going to happen. It was the impossible. But we're starting to get a voice, and it's reassuring. And
so let's imagine that, as Mark's dad was talking about before, that there might be this situation about, you know, if we get them through PPE and all of this. Now, look, who knows about that? But let's talk about hotel quarantine, because if sanity prevails and all 4 kids, yourself, Dad, other people can go, it's a very big chunk of change to actually pay to go through hotel quarantine. You're not cashed up like the AFL. You're not a movie company. Put simply, you wouldn't have $20,000, $30,000 to pay to get through this, would you?
No, it's definitely not something we were prepared for. It's not something we knew we had to wait and save for. So it's not something that any of us have just sparingly. And
the truth is, if you get the exemption, if they say everyone can come over, hotel quarantine is the must, and you have to pay for that up front. So here's where people watching us can help. There's a GoFundMe page which is opened tonight. The aim is $30,000, and that will pay to get everyone through hotel quarantine that needs to get through hotel quarantine. I will do the pleading on your behalf, which is, if anyone is watching right now, you need to help this family. It's one thing to be yelling at the television and writing on Facebook and calling and blowing up and shaking your head when you read the paper. You can see the face of somebody who is divided, but also those kids. If sanity prevails to get them the exemption, we have to pay for hotel quarantine. GoFundMe.com. It's Mark's Final Wish. So you search for Mark's Final Wish. It's up on my Facebook page right now. Tam, I am ashamed that you have to go through this, but I give you nothing but strength and love to you, your family, to Mark and those beautiful little kids.
Thank you. That honestly means so much to my family, that people are coming to fight for us.
Well, we're going to do it as hard as we can. Good on you, darling. All the best, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
GoFundMe is the website. The link is, do we have a more complicated version we can put up on screen otherwise? GoFundMe, and you search for Mark's Final Wish. They need $30,000. I want that $30,000 to come from our audience, and come from our audience as fast as possible. The link is right now at our Facebook page. Just go searching for Paul Murray Live. Let's continue the conversation with Bronwyn Bishop, with Matt Canavan and with Pauline Hanson. Pauline, again, the idea that the insanity of whether you can or can't get these passes, but then if you get the pass, then you have to come up with $30,000 to get your kids over the line. It means families, even if the paperwork all goes their way, they need to beg for the money to get over the line, and that's disgusting.
It is disgusting, Paul. This is another reason why I didn't go to Parliament, and I actually was remote with Parliament through my office, because although I could have come back from Canberra and self-isolated, as Matt is doing now, apart from that, my staff who went down with me, and normally I have about 6 staff that go to Canberra with me, they would actually have to self-isolate it in a hotel, go to a hotel and pay for it themselves. And I thought, I'm not putting my staff through this. This is why I didn't go to Canberra. So the rules are just outrageous. What this woman, and you've said it all, and Matt said it, and Bronwyn said it, and so many other people. The Prime Minister couldn't even get through to her. I'm saying it as well. It is absolutely ridiculous, ludicrous what she is doing to people. She has got no compassion whatsoever. And I just please beg people, do not vote for Labor. Do not give her the authority after October 31st to actually have government in their own right in this state. She will destroy it even further. She can't even bring down a budget prior to the election. We believe we're over $100 billion in debt. We have no idea how much over $100 billion debt. So, she's... I can't say anything more about her. I'm just getting furious, and people know how I feel about her. I know what I'd like to say, what I really think of her. But
I'm the same, right? I've got all of this time on air, and there are words that I want to say.
Yeah.
Mark's final wish is on Facebook right now at GoFundMe. $1,300 is already in. Thank you. I get it. It's a tough time. Let's get to 30 grand as fast as we possibly can. Okay. Obviously, we'll all chip in personally, but we'd love you to be able to be part of that as well.